It's finally happening as head coach Kris Knoblauch officially puts Ike Howard on the top line to start the game tonight against the Seattle Kraken. Getting two birds with one stone there, rewarding Ike Howard with his very, very good play over the past couple games, and again trying to spark the Oilers with the 5-on-5 scoring there. So Kris Knoblauch trying to get these Oilers back to their scoring ways. And if you haven't already, folks, make sure you subscribe here to the channel. 72% of you watching these videos haven't hit that button down below. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is enjoying their Saturday, and it's going to get even better tonight as the Oilers in Kraken in the second game of the Hockey Night in Canada double header there. Always a fun one when the Oilers play against the Seattle Kraken, more so because the Oilers own the Seattle Kraken with a 12-3 record against Seattle ever since they came into the NHL. But I mean, Seattle, they're a very sneaky good team this year, so it's never a dull moment when these two teams face off there. And we saw this graphic on the Sportsnet telecast against the Montreal Canadiens there, where Kris Knoblauch loves to pull out the line blender there with 21 different line combinations to start a game there. But they will add to that one, but hopefully they stay together for the entire game. But the line blender with Knoblauch is always inevitable there. As you mentioned, the lines that finished the last game against the Canadiens will start off against the Seattle Kraken for who knows how long, hopefully the entire game there. But Ike Howard, the Iceman himself, on the top line with Connor McDavid and Andrew Mangiapane there. I know back in the offseason, everyone was calling me crazy for kind of wanting Howard on the top line with McDavid there. I did see others say they also wanted Howard next to McDavid there, but there's just always that crowd that when Howard, he's unproven. What is he going to do next to Connor McDavid there? But we all saw Howard's first goal there with McDavid in Draisaitl, so you put him up to with some pretty good players there. I mean, Mangiapane is no slouch himself there, and hopefully the Oilers can get back to doing what they do best at 5-on-5, and that is scoring. And on the second line there, Vasily Podkolzin got his first goal of the season against the Montreal Canadiens. That proved to be the game winner with a minute and some change left there, next to Leon Draisaitl in Matt Savoy. And then the bottom six here of Adam Henrique, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on down the middle again. McDavid, Draisaitl in Nugent there, the three-headed monster with the Oilers. I always love to see that with Jack Roslovic. Hopefully Jack Roslovic can finally get something going here offensively. That was what he's brought into Edmonton for the 5-on-5 scoring. Hasn't really done that so far, but I mean, he's still easing into the season here. And on the fourth line, Trent Frederick is a guy I'd like to see do something tonight. It doesn't matter what, just anything, Trent, with no Philip and David Tomasik there on the back end there, which has been very shaky, except for Jake Wallman the past two games against Ottawa in Montreal. We have Mattias Ekholm in Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse in Jake Wallman, and then Brett Kulak in Ty Emberson. And again, a game against Seattle is always a game for the Oilers to sort of get things back on the right path here. But for Ike Howard saying it's awesome as a young player, all you can ask for is an opportunity. I'm just trying to play my game, keep working hard, and build off of it. No pressure from the coach or anything like that. It's just pretty much just play the same game. I mean, it's just a different line mates. I mean, really nothing else is different about it. McDavid's the best player in the world. He plays with so much pace. I just try to get open, he'll find me there. So very humble Ike Howard, ready for his opportunity tonight. He's not treating it any differently from any other opportunity on the Oilers. He pretty much takes what he's given, and he does it with some skill, and that is what the Oilers need there. Kris Knoblauch adding on, with him being so young and his style of game, we have conversations, but the best thing is often to just let him play. That's the thing with the youth these days. You can't get into their head. You can't let them do whatever, but you have to sort of put them on the right path there. And Kris Knoblauch, being criticized, so often for the way that he deploys the young talent there, but with him in Savoy again, it's sort of a learning curve with the two Oiler companions there. We were putting him there on the first line because he's been playing some very good hockey. We don't want him doing anything different right now. The way he's playing, he deserves that opportunity, and I wholeheartedly agree with Kris Knoblauch. At the start, I didn't see him have that speed, but he's getting a lot better right now in anticipating play. We're going to try them out there. And also with the three centers, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nugent-Hopkins, obviously all three of them are very good centers, and it gives us a strength now to do that. And we need other guys to step step up, Trent Frederick, and be able to play some pretty significant roles. And some young guys moved up into our top six and have been playing really well. So hopefully that will continue there for the Oilers. And for Ike Howard, had a pretty solid game against the Montreal Canadiens, and then bumped up to the first line with McDavid there. And, in the limited time that they have had together, less than 10 minutes, a pretty extraordinary expected goals for percentage there, almost 67% there. They're getting their scoring chances, even though they're leaking, a little bit too many scoring chances against there in the nearly 10 minutes together. But again, the high danger chances for this is what the Oilers feast on with their opponents, the high danger chances. The running gun style for the Oilers, we haven't quite seen that so far this season, but there's always room for improvement there. The Oilers, goaltending has been, good, not great. The defense has been a completely other story there. But the main problem for the Oilers is just trying to get back to their scoring ways, putting the puck in the back of the net. And Connor McDavid, 11 points. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Leon Draisaitl, both, extraordinary. 5 goals each there. But as you slowly go down the roster, you have to, sort of wonder, okay, who's not pulling their weight here? There's guys, again, not even on the screen here, like Trent Frederick, Jack Roslovic. But again, it's a very early season. I'm not saying the sky is falling, but we need some of these guys to get going there, as Kris Knoblauch alluded to in the one quote there. And the Oilers and the Kraken tonight, very, very even stats here, except the Kraken have been getting very good goaltending there from Joey Daccord there, as team save percentage of .933, comparing that to Edmonton's .901 there. All I'm asking for is 900. I'm not asking for, the stars and the moon here. I'm just asking for 900 goaltending here. But the Corsi, I don't want to say, it's identical, but very even. And then expected goals percentage there. The Oilers and Kraken still struggling to get the puck past the goaltenders there, no matter who they play, even though the Kraken did just shut out the Winnipeg Jets 3-0. But the Oilers in Kraken, very similar there. But hey, the Oilers, again, a 12-3 record against the Seattle Kraken all time. Taking a look at the Kraken, second in the Pacific Division there, 10 points, only 2 behind the Las Vegas Golden Knights, even though the Vegas Golden Knights have a game in hand. I can't believe I'm talking about games in hand in October. That's not, something we talk about until, March and April there. But the Kraken have been very surprising this season. A very sneaky team, a very frustrating team to play against there. Lane Lambert has them playing a very structured style, very deep. All 4 lines can, pounce at any time there, and that's what makes Seattle. Again, normally you're not saying, okay, Seattle's a scary team, but hey, they keep on this pace, they could get they could make some more noise than people have been anticipating them. The top 3 of the Pacific is Vegas, Seattle, and Anaheim. Nobody had that on their bingo card to start out the 25-26 NHL season. They're taking a look at the Seattle lineup there. It's very young all across the board there. You do have your vets, but forward-wise, Berkeley Catton, Matt Beniers, and former Oiler Jordan Eberle, ever since he left the Oilers. I'm still keeping tabs on what he's doing in the NHL there, no matter who he's with. When he was with the Islanders, I watched more Islander games than I have in my entire lifetime because of Jordan Eberle. But on the second line, Mason Marchment, Chandler Stevenson, and Ellie Tolvanen, Jaden Schwartz, Shane Wright, and Yanni Neiman, and then Ty Cartier, Ben Myers, and Ryan Winterton round out the forward core for the Seattle Kraken. On the back end there, Vince Dunn and former Oiler Adam Larson, Ryan Lindgren, and Brandon Montour making his return to the Seattle lineup tonight, and then Josh Mahura and Jamie Alexiak. So again, Seattle, on paper, they're very solid, but the game is played on ice. That is the only difference. And then between the pipes for the Seattle Kraken hasn't been confirmed, but I have a hunch Joey Daccord there. He flip-flops. It's either, a really good game for Daccord or, a 773 or a 7062. But as I mentioned, just came off of a shutout against the Winnipeg Jets there. So hopefully the streak continues there from a good game to a poor game to a good game to a poor game, so on and so forth. So hopefully it's a poor game for Daccord in the Kraken tonight against the Edmonton Oilers. But that is it for today's video, folks. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the lineup tonight, and who is your player to watch against the Kraken tonight. Again, for me, I've been riding this guy. I was talking about him so highly during the offseason, and then he's healthy, hasn't really done much, but Trent Frederick, hopefully, even though he's on the fourth line there, it's still with Philip and Tomasic there, so there's no scrubs on that fourth line with him there, but Trent Frederick is my Oiler player to watch. Let me know who yours is, and enjoy the game tonight, folks. Let's go Toronto Oilers Hockey Night in Canada Saturday. It's always a fun one to watch. Take care. I'm Matt.